I'm Mike Dougherty. Today is Monday, November 15th. Here's a look at Vermont news from vtdigger.org. U.S. Senator Patrick Leahy is retiring after 8 terms and nearly 5 decades in office. Leahy announced his decision during a press conference at the State House Monday morning, saying, quote, "It is time to pass the torch to the next Vermonter who will carry on this work for our great state." Leahy's announcement will have profound implications for the political landscape in Vermont and in Washington. Leahy is 81 years old. He is the 5th longest-serving senator in U.S. history. But while his longevity in Congress has helped give the tiny state of Vermont an outsized influence on the national stage, it has also created a political bottleneck back home. There has not been an open congressional seat in Vermont since 2006. The Northeast Kingdom has been rocked by COVID cases in recent months, and Essex County is now reporting the highest case rate of any county at any time during the pandemic. But the latest town-by-town data from the Vermont Department of Health reveals how much a new spike in cases has affected southern Vermont in particular. Rutland has just entered the department's highest category of case spread, defined as more than 80 cases per 10,000 people in the past 2 weeks. Bennington and Springfield are also in the highest category. Meanwhile, the Department of Health has recommended that Vermonters who test positive for COVID isolate and begin reaching out to their own close contacts immediately. The department tweeted on Saturday that due to the recent surge in cases, it is prioritizing state-run contact tracing for people whose age or health puts them at higher risk. From Christmas trees to refrigerators, Vermonters are facing shortages and rising costs. Global supply chain problems have had national impacts. In Vermont, businesses are particularly concerned about the shortage of workers. According to payroll statistics from the State Department of Labor, the number of non-farm workers dropped from about 312,000 in March 2020 to 296,000 in September 2021, a 5.3% drop. As of August, 23,000 non-farm jobs were unfilled in Vermont. A total of 8,000 people quit their jobs that month, on top of the 9,000 who quit in July and the 7,000 who quit in June, according to the U.S. Labor Department. One Vermont Chamber of Commerce official said the shortage of labor, combined with a rebound in demand for commodities and goods, has led to the supply bottlenecks and rising prices. The Planned Parenthood Vermont Action Fund has launched a campaign to promote public support for Proposal 5, the Reproductive Liberty Amendment. The measure, also known as Prop 5, would amend Vermont's constitution to protect the abortion rights spelled out in the U.S. Supreme Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade decision. The Vermont constitutional amendment has been moving through the long process of passage for more than 2 years. It will face the Vermont House of Representatives one last time in the upcoming legislative session. Should it pass, as expected, it will land on the ballot in November 2022 for Vermonters to decide. The new campaign will include a series of events intended to engage Vermonters in the campaign to get Prop 5 through the legislature and then win support from voters. You can find all these stories and more at vtdigger.org.